ibtutovids. I'm Durmaz, and this is structuring your EE. When writing your EE, it's very important to divide your paper evenly. And by this, I mean be able to elaborate on each of your specific points in a way that doesn't seem like you're over-relying on a certain source, over-relying on a certain point. For example, if we're talking about World War II, and we're analyzing the effects of all the different nations involved, we don't want to talk more about Germany than we do Italy, for example. Because in a way, that's taking away from the different component parts of what we're discussing. However, let me mark this off. However, we can talk about Germany more if we're tying it into Italy. So it's very important the way you plan and you organize your essay. What I have done with my own is I have made an outline. And through this outline, I've been able to analyze how many different points do I have under each of my points, and how much evidence can I provide. And I found my weak places, and I went through and I found more evidence for those places. And that's very important. You don't want one side of your essay to rely heavily on evidence of first-person accounts, while another part of the essay relies strictly on textbook knowledge. And likewise, when formatting your essay, you don't want half your essay to be taken up by one discussion and the little bits and pieces at the end. You want to make sure you're giving enough time and enough analysis and enough words to each part. In a way, it makes sense. However, it's not talked about much on how you should structure your essay. Of course, you need to use MLA or other professional formats. Whatever you're familiar with, whatever you're comfortable with, you can do, but whatever it is, you have to stick to it. So if you do MLA for certain parts and then decide to do Chicago for other parts, that's not good. You need to stick to one thing. Now next I want to talk about paragraphs. Now a professional paragraph, a successful paragraph, is more than 5 to 6 sentences. You learned probably in middle school to write 5 to 6 sentences per paragraph. However, for this essay, I recommend 8 to 10. That's what a nice deep paragraph is. And if you do that for each of your points under your reasons, let's say 3 to 4 reasons, then you're writing enough, you're writing fantastically, and you're doing an in-depth analysis. I also recommend for titles, now subtitles. So under all your writing, subtitles, to help keep your essay organized. And then big titles for what the topic is. So back to the World War II idea, you may have a big title that says Germany, and then different points that explain how Germany impacted the war. And same thing with Italy. Almost like, for me, it's almost like keeping my outline, but then just writing underneath it and explaining underneath it. However, I don't recommend you do that because it'll look a little bit forced. But make sure you stay organized in your essay. That's one of the criterion is how well organized, how well planned, and how well focused is your essay. So the structure, the format of your essay is very important. And lastly, before we go, I want to mention that that with your sources, I recommend doing mainly books before you choose to do journals or research papers. And by books, I don't mean literature. I mean first account books. If you find first person, like for example with the World War II idea, a soldier's account, that's a good thing to have. And in a way, you have to choose what sources cater to your topic specifically. Thank you, and have a great day.